My only goal for this year is to be the last man standing. I'm Pyry, running and strength coach and an ultra runner. This series is about my preparation for the King of the Hill Last Man Standing ultra endurance event. King of the Hill is one-of-a-kind ultra event that takes place in Pyry, 1 hour north from Melbourne, Australia. The idea is that once an hour you have to complete a loop of 4.2 kilometers. That doesn't sound too bad, but the catch is that every lap you have to climb a very steep hill 2 times for a total of 260 meters of elevation per lap, which adds up very quickly. I'm doing the race again this year because I actually did pretty well last year, and I ended up sharing the victory with another guy after doing 75 laps for a total of 240 kilometers, where we covered over 19,500 vertical meters. To put that into perspective, that's over twice the height of the world's tallest mountain, Mount Everest. My only goal for this year is to be the last man standing. One of the other things that makes this event unique is that the guys at Hardcore Harry's who are organizing the event are actually forking out a bit of cash to motivate some good competition. And last year, the prize purse was $10,000, which I ended up splitting with another guy. But this year, they've actually bumped it up to $25,000 for the last man standing. And when the prize purse has been bumped up, that has also beefed up the level of competition quite massively. And that's what makes it super interesting for me. Not really the money, although I'm not gonna lie, $25,000 is gonna be absolutely amazing, and I have a few things to do with that. But it's that because the level of the competition has beefed up so much, I'm going to be pushed to my absolute limits, and I'm really going to be able to dig everything that is in my soul and capability during that event. And not only during that event, but also in these months and weeks leading up to the event. When it comes to strength and conditioning, it's super important that your training is specific to the challenge that you're going to be facing. And when it comes to King of the Hill, the best way that I can describe the specificity is that you need to be able to climb a very steep hill when your legs are already super tired. It just so happens that I live 5 kilometers from one of the world's most beautiful mountains, the Walsh's Pyramid, which rises 920 meters in 3 kilometers. So in this training session, I actually ended up doing that twice. So I ran to the pyramid 5 kilometers, then I went up the pyramid, came back down, up the pyramid, came back down, and ran home. And that was a 4-hour training session where I covered about 24 kilometers and climbed and descended 2,000 meters. And that was a great way to wrap up the 3rd week of my current training block, where I covered 123 kilometers with 6,200 meters of vertical gain. I've still got one more challenging week left in this training block before a deload and starting the next program. The other reason why King of the Hill is very important for me personally is that the 2024 event was a real eye-opener. See, I had only started running in 2022, so I've literally only been running for 2 years. You know, sure, I've been a personal trainer for 10 years and I've been lifting weights for over 15 years. But basically ever since my military service in Finland in 2013 until 2022, I did 0 long distance running. So I'm very new to this stuff. And going into King of the Hill 2024, where there were some of Australia's best ultra runners. And just because of my strength background and maybe a little bit of the Finnish sisu that you're going to learn about in this series, I was able to hang with those guys, and I was able to beat a lot of people who are 100% much better runners than me. So it got me thinking, what if I drop 10 kilos? What if I don't need to be the most jacked guy anymore? What if I actually give this ultra running thing a proper shot and go absolutely all in trying to be as good of a trail ultra runner as possible? And that's the journey that I've been on ever since then, and this year has been a world of difference in terms of what I've been able to do already compared to leading up to the 2024 event. So I'm super excited how this plays out in a couple of months on that hill. At this stage, we are 9.5 weeks away from the King of the Hill. So I hope you're ready to buckle up because it's going to be a hell of a journey. I'll see you in the next video.